poop in the tub. I'm not gonna poop in the tub.
So this ex-user named Kiwi Talks has started a rumor on how the biggest company in Japan can't continue Smash Brothers without Sakurai. These posts have been getting attention among the Nintendo community, so I can't help but debunk his claims here with just good old-fashioned common sense. I'll share some of his posts and will respond accordingly. He wrote,
"This game is Sakurai's passion project. He was burned out from working on Smash Bros. Constantly since 2012, so as a negotiating tactic offered to do another Smash if he could do Kirby Air Riders first. Nintendo are in a bind with Smash Bros. As Sakurai is irreplaceable currently."
This guy cannot be serious. Nintendo makes about $15 billion a year. I'm convinced that Sakurai has truly brainwashed various people into believing he's this demigod that can turn water into wine, and he's just so good at what he does that Nintendo takes orders from him. It's not even like Sakurai owns one of Nintendo's IPs. He owns none of the IPs. He's only passionate about using the IPs as toys. So with or without Sakurai, Nintendo is going to want Smash Brothers early in Switch 2's lifespan. That's just expected at this point. Nintendo's not going to wait until Sakurai's finished with another game. It's either he's going to work on 2 games at a time, or they'll move on to another director. And ideally for me, I'd just hire another director. But my guess is that he's working on both Kirby and the next Smash Brothers, and he's doing so in his home moving forward. Because as I stated in Sakurai's Bad Advice Volume 10, Sakurai absolutely hates the thought of being replaced. And I think it's because if a new director were to do well and enjoy working on the project, that he wouldn't be willing to give the chair back to Sakurai.
I just don't see how he could direct both Kirby Air Riders and Smash Bros. At the same time.
Then how does Eiji Aonuma do it? How does Kosuke Yabuki and Kenta Sato work on multiple versions of Mario Kart with arms on top of it? How does Katsuhiro Harada work on Tekken at the same time as other fighting games like Poker Tournament and Soul Calibur 6? How does Ed Boon work on Mortal Kombat and Injustice series simultaneously? How does CD Projekt Red work on The Witcher 4 and Cyberpunk 2077 simultaneously? It's very simple so long as you're directing. Upper management doesn't have to do a lot of work. They're necessarily the eyes and brains of the operation. Most of their work consists of overseeing the project and telling the programmers how things have to go. That doesn't take a lot of physical labor.
I doubt it. Maybe Bandai Namco could be doing pre-production on it. But unlikely. Sakurai is so instrumental to planning these out, especially on the third-party negotiations. The level of respect and clout he has in the industry can't be underestimated.
That's why Sakurai is so respectful. Because of the third-party negotiations, nearly every single third-party company that Sakurai has gotten character from also has characters in Fortnite and Fall Guys. Never mind Fortnite though. Let's just go through the crossovers from Fall Guys. There's Konami, Sega, Capcom, Namco, Platinum Games, Square Enix, Microsoft, SNK, and Disney. So this dude is pretty much lauding Sakurai over something that other games have done. And while Sakurai's claims he is one of the best negotiators, he comes off as one of the worst. Gung Ho Online Entertainment can get the rights to 66 different Final Fantasy characters. And you're telling me this master negotiator couldn't get the rights to just Cloud and 2 music tracks in 2015? In that case, why don't the folks at Gung Ho Online Entertainment direct Smash Brothers? Because it sounds to me like they know what they're doing.
You can't force creative people to do the same thing over and over. It mentally destroys them. Nintendo understands this. Even a number of Retro Studios devs were burned out on Metroid after Prime 2 and especially after 3. So I 100% support and understand Sakurai's position.
Nintendo heavily relies on figures who are loyal to projects. Many people who are spearheading first-party Nintendo games today have been working on those same projects for the past 20 years. Kosuke Yabuki has been at Nintendo since 2006, and started to work on Mario Kart games since 2008. He's been promoted to executive producer and director roles and has pretty much replaced longtime director Hideki Kano. And let's not forget, Nintendo has multiple studios only to produce one IP. For Fire Emblem, it's Intelligent Systems. For HAL Laboratories, it's Kirby. For Xenoblade, it's Monolith Soft. For Mario sports games, it's Camelot. Nintendo relies on teams to create the games they know how to make. It's not like Intelligent Systems will make a Fire Emblem game, and then next, they'll make a Star Fox game. Their niche is Fire Emblem, because that's as good as they can get commercially. If they decide they want to make something new, then that's both a time and money risk. It's not certain if it's going to fare better than another Fire Emblem game. Nintendo Western Studios, somehow it's different for them. Retro Studios basically opted to work on Donkey Kong since key figures at the company left, following Metroid Prime 3. Next Level Games is like solely supplemental to Mario. They make the soccer games as well as Luigi's Mansion, and that's practically free money for Nintendo. But mainly, Nintendo always wants their studios to be working on flagship series. They're not just going to call up Sakurai one morning and say, make an F-Zero game because it's been a long time since we last had one. That's not how it works. So, yeah, I think we will be seeing news about Super Smash Bros. Game sometime next year, with the actual game releasing in 2027. So I'm just going to anticipate the next 2 years, seeing nothing but character prediction videos of Shadow the Hedgehog and the Doomslayer over and over again until frogs do fractions.